Okay, we're here at the Allegheny Reservoir. We're going to put the boat in today and do some fishing and boating. Not too worried about catching fish. We'll give it a try. But it's the holiday week and it's supposed to rain later today, but it's pretty nice out right now. There's some boats out there. All right, let's get this boat prepped. Get ready to get in here.
Pop-up's coming in, then we're gonna go.
Liam, are you excited for your first time on a boat?
I'm not gonna be able to read. I'll just be like,
You did this. You have to use your shoulder.
my shoulder hurts anytime I do it back.
Luke will knock you in.
Yeah? Keep going, easy.
Got it.
Did you hear it?
Holy moly.
A little bit more, a little bit more. That sounded like a good hit.
The orange. It's on the edge of the orange on the left.
Lord,
Take a look. What side?
I'm satisfied. I think I'm done.
Can you see it?
I wouldn't be able to tell if
It's in the orange, probably the only one in the orange.
On the left, the lower left.
the lower left,
Yep.
Yeah,
kind of barely touching the rim. Yeah.
Oh, it's in there.
yeah. So that's 350 yards from here.
Wow. Whew, thank you. I'm not a virgin anymore.
We got one more victim here.
No.
You hit it. I heard it. How's that?
It back hit me. I wasn't expecting that.
Okay, here's an update on the barn conversion. We almost got rid of all that extra scrap wood that was all stacked up here. We had a big pile of it from taking apart the barn stalls. We almost got it all burned up this trip. There's a couple extra pieces of beautiful old hemlock planks that I'm trying to save. If they don't split, I'm gonna try to keep those. They're probably 12 inches wide. Some are split, some aren't, but I'll see if I can save any of them. Maybe we can use as an accent wall or something like that. But here's some progress on the barn. If you come inside now, this wall's done. We framed out that window right there. I'm gonna try to back up so you can see this window. That's a 4-foot square window. It's huge on that wall. And then on this back wall, right there, there's gonna be another 4-foot square window. So 2 windows in here. And then the top is now boxed off up here for the loft area. It'll all get finished. And then behind here is the square for the spiral staircase. Let me come back on this angle. I got stuff hanging everywhere. It's been pouring down rain. But that'll be the square for the spiral staircase. So we're still making progress. Okay, here's the feeder. It's the beginning of September and these things are empty. I just scraped it out a little bit, the dust that's left inside there, but they've been empty since the beginning of August. By the time hunting season comes, they'll be empty for like 2 months. And you could definitely tell the difference. Since these feeders have been empty, there's been no deer here, nothing. Once that food's gone, they're gone. But hopefully once the fall hits and they start moving around, they might travel from that cornfield down there back up to this wood line, back and forth. And we just put a tree stand up here on the top of this hill, overlooking all these fields right there. A ladder stand, but it's kind of on a really high point, a real nice point. And deer might come up from that creek down there. It might come from the cornfield down there. And sometimes they come right across the woods there. In this ditch right here, you can see where deer cross through. There's deer trails. They come right across the woods and come up across the fields right over to here. So we'll see. So this might be pretty neat to see. All these trees right here with these real big dark green leaves right here. And then there's a giant one right there and a bunch of little ones along the edge here. That's all shag bark hickory trees. Right on the edge of this field, only on this point right here. This must be like the seed tree right here. And all these little trees, hickory trees, are growing around it. Let me zoom up on this so you can take a look. So here's the big tree. And let's see if you can see some of those hickory nuts on there. See the big green round things on there? Right there. That's the hickory nuts. Like I said, it's a shag bark. So if you look up here, I don't know if I can get a spot here. There we go. Look at the bark on it. That's why it's called a shag bark hickory. But we've got all these little ones trying to grow right on this little point here. And tucked in between all these are these trees here. Now, I don't know what they are. I don't know if it's a beech tree or not. Almost looks like an elm tree, but the trunks on them are pretty smooth. I don't know what they are, but I might cut them out. I might cut out all these little trees here that are growing in between all the hickory trees here. You can see there's a sticker bush right here. Cut that out, weed whack this, and cut all these little trees out along here that are tucked in between here. And this will be a nice stand of hickory trees. Like this one's pretty nice too, and you can see the bark on it's already starting to separate. See it? A couple behind it. But we've got all these trees right here growing in front of it. So I might thin them out. I might thin them out and get a nice area of just hickory trees. Some people say they eat them, the deer will eat them. Some people say deer don't touch them. I don't know. Squirrels will like them though. There's a couple nuts right here. And I keep this moat here so when they fall, the animals can eat them. As a last resort, the deer might eat them. They're really hard though. It's a really hard nut. But it is a nut tree, so it's got to be good for something. And here's another update video on the chestnut trees. We planted these back in the spring and it's now September. And every time I come up here, I kind of pull the weeds around them. The last time I was up, I lifted up the tubes and pulled the weeds out around the trunk of the little trees. But I'm going to walk through them real quick. There's one. Look to the left. That one's still alive. That one there looks good. That one on the right, you can see leaves through that one. Yep, that one on the left still good. And these last three on the right are where I did not put the tubes, and they're still living. They actually look like they came back pretty good. Now their trunks are going to be nice and strong because they had to withstand the elements on their own. The wind and the rain and the sun. But in the tubes, they're growing fast and tall. But that one's really tall. It's almost waist high. This one's still small, but it's still alive. Nice and straight. Looks good. You definitely see the leaves inside that one. That one looks good. If you can see, it's in a little green cage, and around it is the big cage. It's double caged. And look at this one. This is the last one. So all 10 are still alive. So there's your update. But look at this one. Gee whiz, man. You can see that. That's probably about almost waist high. That's the end of the wood. Got it all. I'll just let that go down to ash and then shovel it up into a metal trash can and bring home all those screws and nails and everything and metal, whatever's left in there, and put it in the trash can and take it away. Okay, here's a view out in the fields. And earlier today, Jim put a stand up in, let's see, where's it at? That tree right back there. Oh, it's too dark. It's not going to show it. Now that's a good end to the day. Sitting down here, we got the pizza and wings, got a drink, and look at the view.